Next speaker is going to be Krista. Right, Krista? From Blue Lotus Dharma Center. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's very humbling to speak to you all today. The weather is beautiful. Great. I am doing a talk that was actually composed by our teacher at the Blue Lotus Dharma Center. He wanted me to make sure that we publicly offered that it is composed by the heretic and foolish Lama Nanka Choki Ludu, Spiritual Director of the Center for American Buddhist Practice at the Blue Lotus Dharma Center. And our topic is the middle way. Antidotes to extremism. Extremist is a term that is used quite often here in the West. So we do not tend to view ourselves as extremists. We only view others with opposing views or opinions that we believe to be radical as being extremist. But the Buddha was quite direct about the idea of being extremist. The Buddha Dharma views extremist as one who holds rather strongly, or even subconsciously, an idea, opinion, or ideology, or view that has an opposite, one held as true and the other false. This type of behavior or attachment to ideas does not just apply to the gross outward views of reality, and in fact, the Buddha was not all that concerned with those as much as he was with the thing that is far more subtle. Therefore, in order to understand middle way, maybe we should define it as hold everything suspect. The middle way is not a specific school of Buddhism or a specific philosophy that one group has over another. It's not a lineage or a tradition. Rather, it is a fundamental point that the Buddha continuously made throughout all his teachings. The Buddha was adamant with this perspective of middle way. Thus, a profound approach to not just understanding the middle way, but having direct, immediate experience of it is to hold everything suspect. So what then do we mean by this? Nihilism and eternalism, the two things that make up what the Buddha calls extreme, is in the most subtle sense in relation to our own autobiography. Nihilism is all those things we do not believe we are, and eternalism is all that we hold ourselves to be. Neither of these two views are in harmony with ultimate truth, ultimate reality. Thus, whatever thought about ourselves that arises should be regarded as suspect. Suspect in terms of, from where does this opinion arise? From our very own Buddha nature, or from our persona? This approach is truly the antidote to being an extremist. You see, when we do not hold any actual opinions for or against something about ourselves, we are free. We are allowed to remain in our own natural state, free from some idea, qualifiers or disqualifiers about ourselves. Thus, if you look at all the things you hold about yourself, culturally, politically, socially, and so on, it should be clear that none of these things actually reflect your true nature. So when we think, this is the only real way to practice, this is the only real way to think, or as Buddhists specifically, this is the best form of Buddhism, or this is the most authentic, we should immediately hold these thoughts as suspect. I am this, I am that, I am green, blue, big, small. All of these should be held suspect. I believe this and not that. This should be held suspect. When we do this and we question the very foundation of those thoughts, we have the opportunity to perceive the Buddha's meaning of the middle way. This gives us, and the other, the opportunity to abide in the innate freedom that is always present. As Master Singh Sang said, to hold an opinion for or against anything causes you to be the farthest from the truth, and our minds will be disturbed to no avail.